Hey guys, it's George, Sydney, Australia. 29 years old, and I am rebuild.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the I Am Rebuilt series. I am your host of these talks and CEO and founder of Rebuild Recovery, Frank Rich. And guys, what an incredible transformation story we are about to share with you today. One of the things I'm most excited about this gentleman's story is not allowing excuses to get in the way. And we'll get into that, and you'll see what I talk about. You see what I'm talking about here when we get into introducing this man and going through his story. But we get an opportunity on a weekly basis to talk to a lot of men, and sometimes it's not the right time, or I don't have the resources, or I can't do it this month, or I just, lockdowns and COVID, or, oh, well, the time zone difference, or, well, the currency is different. Like, can you change your pricing to fit what we have in our country? And this gentleman's story, all of those could have been excuses. He lived 14-hour different time zone. He lived on the other side of the world. He lived in a different country that uses a different currency. So there was there were some hurdles we had to walk through on the registration and sign up process. He was in a country that at the time of this recording is still dealing with one of the biggest COVID lockdowns. He didn't allow any of that to get in his way. So I want to introduce the latest graduate here of our Reboot Your Life coaching program, somebody that over the course of the last few months, I've seen just transform himself from the inside out. I've seen transform himself as how he looks at himself as a leader of his family. I've seen him transform himself as how he looks himself as a servant to the world. And this is what it's ultimately about. It's about becoming and working towards becoming that man that you were created to be. So I'd like to introduce you guys, episode 7 of the I Am Rebuilt series, George Mirza. George, how's it going, brother?
Good, brother. Good. Very good.
Yeah, so I didn't want to share too much about you, because that's really what I want this conversation between you and I to really be about, of just sharing kind of your experience and journey through our coaching program. But can you maybe take us back to let's go 4.5, 5 months ago, prior to you and I connecting and having our initial conversation? Where were you with this struggle? How long had you been dealing with it? What things had you tried before that just didn't seem to work? And then what motivated you at that time to finally reach out and ask for help?
So I'm from Sydney, Australia, and at the time, prior to finding you, Frank, I was in just a very dark place. I was not really sure about who I am, and I was kind of I guess you would say I was sick of living a double life, if that makes sense. So you would have one part of me that was normal, and you would see face to face, we would talk, and then behind closed doors, when I had my phone or my laptop, I would turn into a different person. My mind was different. I would enter a reality that didn't really fit in with who I thought I believed I was. So it was I was in a dark place, and I got deep. I got real deep, and I was at a point where I was watching porn daily. I'm a bit of background on me. I'm married. I'm sure, like I was explaining to you, I'm married with 2 kids. I actually thought my mind was, when I got married, this would disappear because you get to have sex with your wife, right? But that is definitely not the case. These are 2 different things, and that's where I was. I mean, I'm like, from a faith background, I knew that what I was doing wasn't really sitting right. I knew it was not good, in terms of what I did before I found you, I tried the accountability softwares, and several times they did not work. I ended up becoming worse. I lied to people who were keeping me accountable.
Yeah.
I lied to my wife a lot. I broke so many different devices, like a rage quit, when you rage quit. But I just kept on going in circles, just
Yeah.
lost and going in circles.
Yeah, I think there's so many, so many men that are that can resonate with that. The trying of blocking something or telling yourself, you can't have this. And if you understand anything about the human psyche, like the minute you're told that you can't have something, it's like that's where you like want to go. You want to figure out, well, why can't I have it? It's like this deep underlying part of our nature. I mean, we just look at Genesis, and that story is laid out for us, right from the beginning of time. So incredibly powerful. And I know that part of it, so many men are struggling with. And then the same false belief too, that this will go away this will go away when I get married. This will go away when I find the right woman. This will go away when I land the right job. And that's never the case, because here's what we have to realize is the porn addiction is not a problem with pornography. It's a problem with ourselves. Many times how we view our own identity, talked about that cognitive dissonance, like looking in the mirror and not really like knowing that you're telling the world the truth about who you are. So we have to realize, like, if we're waiting to get to a certain point and think that the problem is going to solve itself, like we're taking ourselves to that destination. If we don't take the work and changing ourselves, then we're just going to show up there and now we're going to be, like I talked about, being a self-aware porn addict before. So incredibly powerful. At the time, when you first reached out, like, were there any hesitations that you had about, joining a program? Like, who's this guy on the other side of the world? Like, can he actually help me? So was there anything, preventing you, internal resistance? And if so, how were you able to work through that yourself and actually commit to the program?
I still remember the day I actually found your first video. I think I was just searching. I was, like I always do. I was writing, how to on YouTube. I just typed in, how to. Oh, I think I wrote, why can't I stop watching porn, or how to stop porn, or something along the keyword porn.
Yep.
And then I scrolled and I scrolled, and then you popped up. But like, what drew me was your background, first of all. And then I clicked on your video, and then I just started to hear the way you spoke. And it was, one, very easy to understand for me, being just a very simple minded guy. And you mentioned faith and fitness. And those are two things that I really try and hold on to. They're really core values of mine. Like they've really taken me a while. And yeah, like I came across, and then we did our thing, and you were kind enough to have that chat with me and to speak, and we spoke about the program. And yeah, I was very hesitant, because I didn't know who you were. And actually, to be honest, I looked you up. I was just seeing, like, is this spam? Like, is this real? But you were very legit, and like I can see from your work that you've done. Yeah, like that's what I did, I guess.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I'm sure, maybe some of the messaging, resonated with you, because I myself am a very, simple-minded guy. Like, yeah, I read a lot, I study a lot. I feel like, I'm always, looking at learning more, but I try to keep things very simplistic, and that's probably why it resonated so much. So, talk about your kind of personal experience, going through the program. Like once you kind of got past that, like, doubt of, like, okay, this guy, like, okay, he's legit, I'm going to join him. So once you're in the program, what was your kind of initial reaction upon joining, that level of excitement, like, okay, I'm ready to go. And then
Yeah.
just, kind of walk us through, like your experience, like, what was it like going through our curriculum? What was it like working, one-on-one with me, whether good or bad, you want to share here. So yeah, the initial reaction, what you were in, and then a little bit about your experience.
Yeah. So once we agreed, once I spoke with my wife, we agreed on it, and I was excited. It felt like because I got, like, I'm sure Frank, we spoke about this. Like, I came from a personal training background, so when I used to bring clients, it's exciting when you sign the program. You want change, you're ready for it, but I guess that part of me of not really, I didn't know what to expect. I was excited, but I didn't know what to expect, because 16 weeks is a long time. Like, who knows what you could learn. And it felt like I was going back to school, but to get educated on porn. So that's what it was. And
Yeah. So
yeah.
what did you learn about yourself through the curriculum, though? Like, I mean, because I believe that the program is much more than just an addiction recovery program. Like, yeah, we solve that problem for you. We give you the
Yeah.
tools, we give you the solution, we equip you with the know-how, but also the belief system to have success. But it's been my goal in creating it to provide it as really a tool to help you kind of begin this new chapter, new season of your life. So your personal experience, what did you learn about yourself over the course of our time together?
So much. First of all, I realized I was living a very unaware type of lifestyle. I was just going through the motions day in, day out. So especially living in a very fast-paced city,
Mm,
you don't sit and think about your thoughts. You don't think about what made you do a certain thing or why did I do this in the first place. So that was one major thing that's changed in me and that I've learned throughout the program. Like I can't even begin to think how I was 16 weeks ago because now I'm so aware of everything
mm,
in a good way. Like you
yeah.
can have it for a negative way, but it's more of just taking control of what's going on up here, and not so much just automated.
You're speaking to, we talk about rebooting or rewiring, and it's like, what
Yeah,
does that even mean? Like, our brain's not made of wires. Frank, explain that. What you just
yeah,
said, it's like we've reassigned meaning to things in life, and we've reassigned meaning to our past. That's why you have trouble even remembering like your old self, because we've literally had to recreate a new identity for you, and now it's clear,
yeah,
just like you said at the beginning of the talk, it's like, when I look at myself, I knew that what I thought about myself to believe true wasn't what I was giving to the world. But now that you get an alignment in how you show up to the world is who you believe yourself to be. That's alignment, and that's where we guide you and get you to. So
mm,
this is incredible. I mean, you've been such an incredible transformation. I mean, literally, like you said, I don't even feel like I'm the same person. So now that
yeah.
we're through the 16 weeks, and really, my belief is beginning this new chapter, the beginning of this new season of your life. George, what are you most looking forward to now that you're free, now that you have the tools to continue to live a porn-free life? What are you looking forward to most within yourself and your family?
Well, I like for a long time I've had this vision when I was entrapped in porn that I always felt like I was chained. Like if you can picture a prison cell and someone chained to the prison,
Mhm.
you're very limited about what you could see. You're stuck, and you can only see in that cell. You can't even see outside because you're stuck. And that's what I felt like in porn. Like I was just stuck. And now that I've broken free, I can see further. I have vision. I have goals. I have purpose. Like we've always had. Everyone has purpose, but there are certain things that hold us down from that purpose. So for me, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I guess now I can actually move. Um, uh, Another thing is the ability to what I've learned through this program is mentoring others,
Mhm.
passing on the knowledge I've learned to mentoring others to build them up. Like I no longer want to see anyone chained to something like this or anything that can prevent them from, I guess, like you said, being the man that you're created to be.
Amazing, amazing. I think that that sits at the root and foundation of everything I'm trying to create. And then when you study addiction at a deep level, and it's just not porn. This is drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex. Whatever it is that you're addicted to. If you're really going to find freedom through that, it's going to require what is referred to as a spiritual transformation, which is where you begin to see the meaning of life a little bit differently. You begin to see your purpose in the world through a different lens. And I believe a part of the purpose for every single one of us is in that service department, having something to give to others, whether that's through a guiding, mentorship, leading, influence, or work and support, which is a part of the program. We literally spend an entire month in a state of service. So incredibly powerful. So George, as we bring this home, I want you to maybe think about, you have an opportunity to talk to George 6 months ago, a year ago, maybe even 5 years ago. If you could return back and talk to yourself, or this video is going to be seen and listened to by thousands of men around the world that are in a very similar place to where you were prior to coming into Rebuild Recovery. So if you had some words to them, whether they're dealing with the doubt or the belief in themselves of, I tried to quit before and I failed, so I'm broken, I'm different than you, it won't work for me. Or there's some resistance of like joining a program because maybe I've been in a small group, maybe I've tried the accountability softwares. So all the hesitation, all the doubt that you were dealing with, speak to that, to yourself, or to the person that's sitting there right now and is watching this and thinking like, yeah, George can do it, but that's not me. I don't have that. So what'd you say, what'd you say to somebody out there that those are the thoughts that are racing through their head right now?
I guess if you're like, if you're tired of going around in circles and and want to see some light at the end of the tunnel, I would strongly recommend undergoing a program like this, because I believe we need a coach. We need someone to guide us, to mentor us, to educate us, and that's everything that Frank has we've done. Sorry, Frank, through this program. Something that's already laid out, and we just have to commit and just get, like, it's like getting in a vehicle and just driving, just getting in and just start, just go, and don't look back. And that's what I that's what I believe. I mean, sometimes it takes a drastic decision like this to see drastic change,
Mm.
because I've never done anything like this before, and I'm so glad I have.
I appreciate
So
that. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to meet you, and
yeah,
thankful for your willingness to test me, without knowing, just what you've read off the internet, but you put your trust and faith in me, and I'm very appreciative of that. And guys, what I'm trying to do here with these videos and with these stories is, yeah, I can stand, in front of a camera every single day and preach or teach or scream and share what's worked with me, and maybe seeing me doesn't resonate with you because there's something maybe not about my story, but maybe there's something that you heard in George here. Maybe you saw it in Drew or Dave or Shader or any of the other men that we featured, Jorge, through these conversations. I want to highlight these men's transformation because it's in doing so that we show you what is truly capable. So George, I appreciate you for coming on here. I appreciate you for being open, for sharing the real story, the vulnerability. This took a lot of courage and strength for you. So obviously, that I'm supporting you in everything that you do. This is just the beginning of our relationship. And guys, if you're out there and today resonated with you, I want you to hit the link down there below in the description, or right there below this video. Hit that link, fill out the application, and book a call to speak with myself or somebody here on my team. And let's just have a conversation. Nothing is required, nothing is necessary to join a program, but it's got to start with having an open, real, honest conversation. So click that link, fill out the application, guys. But I hope hearing today George's story, George's transformation, the power of change is living inside of you, and it's just you taking that first step and deciding that you're fed up with the past, deciding that you're fed up with the old, and you're going to be the one that's going to create the new. So we appreciate you guys. For George, for Frank Rich here. See you guys on the other side. God bless you.